How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Farming Simulator 19 Survival Series. So we are on the No Man's Land map, and our crops is growing beautifully. So we have got some soybeans in here. We had a bit of a rainstorm. It's also the next day, so our money dropped a little bit because of our property taxes and all of that good stuff. Which was $773. So yeah, that has gone off, which kind of sucks because we don't have a lot of money right now. But we're still waiting on this crop, so hopefully we'll make a decent amount of money off this crop. Because I'm feeling a little financial pressure at the moment, I'll be honest with you. We also need to buy a couple of things, like a pressure washer is something that I would love to buy. But what we are going to do is, I thought about this a little bit. Our beautiful Mercedes MB Track, otherwise known as Kudu, we don't need, yeah, they don't want to do that. Want to do that. There we go. We don't need the row crop wheels on this anymore. And I happen to know that we do own a set of wide tires or wide wheels for it. So we are going to do that. There we go. Wide tires. So I just want to make sure, because sometimes this changes oddly. So the front hydraulic is fine. It doesn't have a global positioning system, so that's fine. And the engine that we should have in here is the 135 horsepower, so it's that one. Yep, that's fine. Terminals, no. Front attacher, yes. Folding windows, both. I don't know why it resets some of this stuff sometimes, but oh, I just saw that the engine, the exhaust changes with the engine setup. That's interesting. Did not know that. That's pretty cool. But we have got some wide tires, and all of this is free, so we're going to say customize $0. Yep, this is fine. Yeah, we've got a nice fat set of tires, which make this thing look a lot more beefy, and I think it's going to just give it a bit of extra weight, which will help with the front loader, because I thought about keeping the row crop tires on this thing, because of fertilizing and spraying and things like that. I thought we would use this, but because we paid, I think it was $1,000, and put row crop wheels on the little Massey Ferguson, we don't need row crop wheels on this tractor, because we are going to use the little Massey Ferguson, otherwise known as the Warthog, for the sprayer and also for the spreader. So yeah, we can put more beefy wheels on the Kudu. So that is awesome, because it looks so much nicer with those bigger wheels, which is awesome. And it should, in theory, help a little bit with weight, add a little bit more weight, so we don't lift the rear end as easily with the front loader. Although I do want to get a good weight for this thing, somewhere around the 700 kilo mark, maybe 1,000 kilo mark. We have got a massive block of concrete over here, but this thing is very heavy. I'm not sure how heavy, but it's very heavy. It's too heavy, actually, for running around with seed bags and things, which we do with that thing. It's too heavy, and a seed bag is what, like 600 kilos, 500 kilos, somewhere around there. So if we can get like a 700 kilo weight, I think that would be perfect. But I'll try and get something like super cheap, something like a kind of a homemade deal. That, in other words, basically a 50-gallon drum filled with concrete. Is kind of the thing that I'm looking for, but I'm not sure if there is anything available like that. But we're not going to worry about that right now, because I don't want to spend the money right now. What we are going to do is, since we're waiting for that crop, there's no reason to sit around and do nothing. So what we are going to do is we're gonna go scout out and possibly create our next field. I really want to, well, basically have another field, because more fields, more money. Again, we can't do too much because, well, we don't have like massive equipment. But I think we need more than this. We are not going to survive on that one little field. We're definitely not going to survive on that. So I think our next field is going to be behind these trees here. Coming up right here. I don't want to mess up this area around the dam because it's beautiful. But I do think we can start a nice area or a nice field somewhere around here. Maybe run it up this road. I kind of want to just run this before I put anything in the ground. I'm thinking starting just sort of here, close to this tree, and then running up towards maybe these trees up here, and taking a turn here, and running up against this road, and I think going close to this hill sort of area, maybe past here and take a sharp left and then shoot sort of towards this area over here, another sharp left, and then back up to the road. Obviously there's a bunch of trees that we'll need to get rid of in the center here. Yeah, so maybe shooting down. I don't want to get too close to the dam, so maybe just up to sort of like here-ish somewhere. So that'll be a decent sized field. I mean, that would be a substantial field actually, and I think it might maybe be a little bit too big, but even if we only plant like part of it, that'll be okay as well. The only thing that I don't know is that cluster of trees up there. Actually, let's go have a quick look. I don't know if I want to get rid of this cluster of trees, because I do like the trees, but I mean there's a lot of trees around. So I'm not sure. What is this, like 4 trees, 5 trees? There's 4 trees in here. I'm thinking we should maybe get rid of them and make a nice square on the field there, because eventually we're going to do a field on the other side of the road as well, and we'll get rid of that cluster of trees as well. So yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll get rid of that cluster and all of these obviously in here, and that is fine because it's good money. You know, that is actually good money, all of those trees. So that definitely helps pays for some of the expenses on the farm. So all good, but we're gonna cut a rough sort of area, and yeah, then we'll start filling in the middle. So I wanna get this right. I mean, there's not too much we can do wrong here, but I'm just trying to figure out how close I want to get to this dam. I think right about here is good. But anyway, let's get this cut. Alright guys, so that is as much as we can do right now. And it is freaking huge. I have to say that field is a little bit bigger than what I thought it was going to be, but it's not that bad. It is, I think it's manageable. I will say I'm a little bit concerned about how much it's going to cost to lime this thing. Because, yeah, we use a lot of lime. But we're going to have to lime it to get a decent yield out of it. And that is going to cost a bit of money to do that. But I think it'll be okay. What we need to do, though, is hop over to the farm. And we need to... Oh, this crop looks beautiful. Why is there something pink in here? What are you? Got some flowers growing in here. Are those weeds? Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got weeds in here. Dang it. Only in that little patch, though. I remember that patch. That was a weird little patch. Okay, so we've got a little bit of weeds in that patch, but it's a small patch. The rest of the field is fantastic, and you know what? It just adds a little bit of color. Let's be positive about that situation, but it really is just a small amount. Wait, what? Where did I put the Macy Ferguson? I think it's up there. Oh, yeah, there we go. Alright, so we've got that going on. So what we need to do... that is not connected. Nope. We need the stump grinder. We're actually going to use most of our tractors right here to get this field ready. Which is kind of exciting, actually. Using all of our equipment. Well... almost all of it. We're just not going to use the Ford. We haven't used the Ford yet. But I think the Ford will become handy once we get harvesting. I think it's going to be a handy little tractor to pull the grain cart around. And yeah, I think it'll be useful. And also... we are going to use it when we are liming the field. We're going to use this tractor for the actual spreader, but we're going to use the Ford to actually get the lime, because the lime bags are only, I think, 600 kilo bags or 500 kilo bags. I am going to try and buy pallets rather, because I think they're 2,000. Which would be nice, because we went through bags like you can't believe. And we're also going to need that trailer, actually. Oh, this thing looks so much better with the nice big wheels on it. Let's grab that. Alrighty. Let's... yeah, so those bags over there, we'll use what we've got, but... I think we're going to buy pallets from now on, lime pallets. The seeds and everything I'll buy in the bags, because I kind of like the bags. But the lime, because we go through it so quickly, we need it in bigger quantities. So we're going to just buy literally a trailer full of pallets. And hopefully all of these trees that we cut down in this field will be enough money to pay for at least some of the lime. Maybe all of it, but I'll be happy with some of it. Because there's quite a bit of trees around here. So yeah, alright, I think I'm gonna dump the trailer right over there. And yeah, basically we need to get rid of all these trees. So I think I'm gonna get going with that. I am going to drop you guys back into a time lapse, just because well, it's not the most exciting thing in the world to cut down trees and move them around, but I'll tell you what, I'll cut down the first one. There we go, beautiful, and it falls almost onto the tractor. That was pretty close. Luckily, it's a tiny tree. So what we'll do is we'll run along and clean up the little branches. Alright, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, so we can come and lift that up. So yeah, we'll do the first one, just show you guys sort of what I'm gonna do here, and then we'll do the rest of it on a time lapse, because it's really not super interesting. Yeah, we'll use it sort of in that position. Ah, this thing looks so good with the big tires. Love it. Very bouncy though. And I think there's some big trees over there. I think we might need to cut those big trees in pieces to get them to fit onto the trailer. I really would like a better log hook. Yeah, well, case in point right there. Or a log grapple, whatever you want to call it. This is not a great grapple. It really isn't. Alright, let's try this again. Yeah, I mean, it kind of works, but it doesn't really pull the logs into the back of the fork. So it makes it a little bit weird. It just sort of clamps it onto the end. So it's a little bit strange. See, now that we're bouncing, now it pulled it into the back. But then what happens with the bigger logs is then they just fall out. So that kind of sucks. But this is basically what we're going to do. We're going to go around the field and just collect all of the logs. And we're also going to grind the pieces down that are still in the ground. And then we will run over it with a plow, just to get it all ready. And yeah, that is that. So yeah, let's get it done. Alright guys, look at that. That is beautiful. That is a big field. So we have got all of the trees out and everything plowed up, which is fantastic. I very nearly forgot a whole damn tree in the field here. You probably would have seen that in the time lapse, but yeah, I got that. I eventually saw it and got it sorted out. And yeah, basically from here on in, what we are gonna do is I need to turn that off. Beautiful. We're gonna grab this baby over here, close that up, and there we go. Like so. Lower that down. And we need to go sell this wood. This is actually quite a bit of wood that we've got over here, which is fantastic. Because we're going to need it to lime this field. So I had a quick look. The pallets that I'm going to buy is $2,000 per pallet. And, oh, sorry, 2,000 liters per pallet. And $450. So it is pretty expensive. It could be worse, but it's pretty expensive. But we're going to need a lot of it. So hopefully we get... This is a good amount of wood. I mean, that is quite a lot of wood actually. I'm pretty impressed with the amount of logs that we got out of this field. I didn't actually think it was that many trees, but it's a good amount of trees. And we are going to take this up to the mill and get it sold. And hopefully, I mean, if we can get about... I don't know, for this load, $15,000, $20,000, that'll be good money. That'll definitely help pay for all of that lime. I don't think we'll be using $20,000 worth of lime, but I mean, it's possible. We go through it so damn quickly, so anything's possible at this point. But we'll see. Hopefully we just get a good amount of money for this load. It is a quite a lot of wood. This it definitely is. It would be great to buy a log trailer. I would love to buy a log trailer at some stage. There's definitely quite a bit of logging that we can do around these parts, and it's good money. It definitely is good money, but I mean, we can't get much more than what we've got on here at the moment onto this trailer because it's got no sides on it, and we're fairly limited on how high we can load this thing. But yeah, it's not too bad at all the way it is at the moment. So it quite easily took all of the trees from the field. There's one big tree, that big stump over there. That is actually one tree, two pieces. That big top piece is the other part of it. So that is a huge freaking tree, that one was. So that should pay fairly well, but we'll find out soon. We've got $8,100. We're gonna get all of these straps taken off. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Probably wasn't necessarily to put on every single strap, but hey ho. We don't want these logs falling off. Alright, let's see. Oh, goodness me. Right. That was $5,999 of wood. I was hoping for like 15 or 20,000. We got 6. Dang it. Alright. Obviously, the price on wood at the moment is pretty damn low. But you know what? That did put us up to $14,000. Which is okay, I guess. Dang it. But I think we're probably going to spend at least, I would say, probably about $8,000 or $10,000 on lime. To lime that field. And we need to fertilize it as well. At least we don't use that much fertilizer. The spread rate is pretty low. That is slightly disappointing. $6,000 for all of that. I mean, but you know what? It is what it is. We just have to deal with it. At least we have got a nice big field now. It's going to take us a while to drill that thing and get all of that done when it comes to it. But we'll definitely be seeding that field or drilling that field along with this field after harvest over here. So I'm guessing we'll probably do harvest in the next episode possibly, or maybe I don't know, we'll see how long this takes to grow. We might need to do lime on that other field before we even get to harvesting this field, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% sure. It depends on how long this takes to grow. And yeah, I think we'll just leave this here for now, because we're gonna have to take it up to the shop anyway, this trailer, and to buy the lime. But we don't need this tractor, I don't think, because we're gonna take the Ford up to the shop when we go buy lime with that front pallet sort of contraption. And so this we'll put back over here. And what I will do is I need to go and collect all of the other equipment up at the field. So let's hop over there. There we go. So we'll take this home and that home. But that is a beautiful, beautiful field. That will hopefully bring in some good money when it comes to harvest. I'm already talking about harvest and I haven't even put a seed in the ground, and there's still a lot of work to be done before we can even do that. But that is going to be it for today, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I think it was a good one. We got a lot done in this one, so always good if that happens. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and I will see you all next time.